Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to do things a little different. We're diving into a single song, Hot to Go, by Chappell Roan.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of you've heard this track, blasting at parties. Or maybe even caught yourself singing along.
Right.
But trust me, there's more to this song than meets the ear.
Yeah, it's true. Pop music, they often use those catchy hooks, the playful lyrics, but underneath you'll find these artists like Chappell Roan grappling with really complex emotions and reflecting what's going on in our modern world.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Right off the bat, the song throws us into a countdown, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
It's not your typical intro.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was hooked instantly.
Yeah, and that countdown, it's not just a quirky choice. It's a sonic tactic. Think about it, like those action-packed movie openings that grab you before the title even appears.
Yeah.
Pop music does the same thing, creating anticipation, pulling you into the artist's world.
So right from the start, Roan sets this energetic, playful vibe, but then drops a line that takes things to another level. I could be the one, or your new addiction. That's a powerful statement.
Absolutely. And it reveals this fascinating duality that runs throughout the song.
Okay.
On one hand, there's the desire for a real connection, the one, as she puts it.
Right.
But then on the other hand, there's this acceptance, even a confidence in being someone's, fleeting pleasure, a temporary addiction.
Yeah. It's like she's acknowledging the complexities of modern dating, where sometimes it's hard to tell what is a genuine spark and what is a momentary fling.
Exactly. And the song keeps exploring that tension. Later, she sings about wanting to take the city, which gives us this image of someone ambitious, seeking adventure and excitement.
Right.
But then we hear, no one's touched me there in a damn hot minute.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden, vulnerability peeks through.
It makes you wonder, is she truly as carefree and bold as she initially appears? Is she masking a deeper longing for intimacy and connection?
That juxtaposition between the outward confidence and the inner vulnerability is something I think a lot of people, especially in the modern dating scene, can relate to.
Totally. And speaking of relatable, let's talk about that chorus. H-O-T-T-T-O, snap and clap and touch your toes.
Yeah.
Pure sonic energy.
Yeah, from a songwriting perspective, it's brilliant, It's repetitive, easy to sing along to, which makes it stick in your head, encourages movement, makes it perfect for a party atmosphere. It's a classic example of a musical hook.
Yeah, definitely reinforces that playful, even suggestive tone that runs through the whole song. And then in the bridge, she takes it up a notch, lines like, what's it take to get your number? What's it take to bring you home? That playful banter, that flirtatious back and forth feels very familiar.
Absolutely. What's interesting here is the use of food imagery. Lines like, hurry up, it's time for supper. Order up, I'm hot to go.
Oh, yeah.
Create this metaphor where desire and instant gratification are presented like, a fast food order.
She's presenting herself as this delectable, irresistible treat ready to be consumed. It plays into that theme of fleeting connections and maybe even the consumerist aspect of modern relationships.
Yeah, it's a clever way of capturing that immediacy and maybe even, the disposable nature of some of these connections. But then just when we're caught up in this playful, energetic vibe, the song takes a sharp turn.
Oh, yeah.
Those final lines, whew, it's hot here. Is anyone else hot? Whew, you coming home with me? Okay, it's hot. I'll call the cab.
That ending threw me for a loop the first time I heard it. It's so abrupt. What's going on there?
That's what makes it so brilliant. It leaves so much open to interpretation. Is it humor? Is she deflecting? Is it a sudden realization?
Right.
A change of heart.
It almost feels like, a microcosm of those fleeting encounters you mentioned. 1 minute you're caught up in the moment and the next you're heading in separate directions.
Exactly. It creates that space for reflection.
Yeah.
For questioning what just happened. And it brings us back to those deeper themes. The vulnerability and the complexities of intimacy in a world where connections can be so fleeting.
It's amazing how she manages to weave these layered meanings into a song that on the surface is such a banger.
Exactly. It's what elevates her work beyond just catchy pop. She's using, the sonic landscape to explore these really real, relatable experiences. And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating. We're not just looking at lyrics and melodies, but peering into the heart of modern culture.
So what does this all mean for us as listeners? What can we take away from this deep dive into Hot to Go?
Well, it encourages us to listen more actively. Don't just let the music wash over you. Pay attention to the lyrical motifs, the sonic texture, the way the artist is using their craft to tell a story, to convey emotions, to reflect the world around them.
And it reminds us that even in something as seemingly lighthearted as a pop song, there can be layers of meaning and depth.
Absolutely hot to go. I think does such a great job of capturing those anxieties, the desires, the vulnerability so many of us experience in modern relationships. You know, it's that reminder that we're not alone in navigating these complex emotions.
Yeah. It really makes you think about the masks we wear, the roles we play, and how that all kind of intersects with our desire for connection.
And it challenges us to kind of look beyond the surface, both in music and in our own lives, to listen more closely, question those assumptions, be open to those layers that exist beneath the surface.
This deep dive has given me like a whole new appreciation for Hot to Go. I don't think I'll ever hear it the same way again.
I encourage you to go back and listen again, but with, you know, fresh ears. Pay attention to those nuances, the lyrical twists, the way Roan uses her voice to convey, you know, both confidence and vulnerability.
And don't just listen to the music, but feel it, you know? Let it resonate with your own experiences and see what insights emerge.
Music has that really unique ability to tap into our emotions and connect us to something larger than ourselves. You know, it's a really powerful tool for self-reflection and for understanding the world around us.
So the next time you hear Hot to Go blasting at a party, take a moment to appreciate everything. The sonic artistry, the clever lyrics, that deeper story she's telling.
Yeah, you might be surprised by what you discover.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep those minds engaged.